A total of 140 billion loans were given out to the SACCO sector. And the number of SACCO's members who had loans was 1.8 million. Now, that therefore means that the 148 billion actually was in the hands of 1.8 million SACCO members. Now, looking at the loan backlog went well over 30 to 40 billion. Now, that means that for a SACCO, there are a number of people who applied but never got the loans because there was no liquidity available within the SACCO, given that the SACCOs could not run to the commercial banks to borrow money at high rates and bring it back and on lend it cheaply to their members. So that did not work. Now, looking at also the statistics of how much was borrowed last year from outside the SACCO sector, about 15 billion was borrowed in the year 2010, 15 billion. The year 2011, the statistics moved to 5.6 billion. Now, that therefore means that there's a huge funding deficit that needs to be bridged. And this is the reason why we are going to brainstorm. Now, when it will take place, the summit is actually taking the form of consultation. We are going to consult with the stakeholders on how we need to move forward in terms of its structure. Because, you know, with the current constitution, you must be consultative to your members. As a regulator and as a union and the consultants, I am sure that the basic idea for why this forum is coming up is to consult with our members on how to move forward. So all those issues will be dealt with, and we have to openly discuss them with our members. And we also must ensure that they have a buy-in into the agenda we are trying to drive. Because this is actually to address the issue of the funding shortfall within the sector.
Let's also appreciate the kind of model we are operating with here. We are talking about savings and then credit, and if you look at how it is operated, you realize that there is a multiplier of 3 times your savings. Now, if we were, for example, to let all variables to vary, or we were to let all the factors within that model to vary, then what will basically happen is that the model cannot sustain itself. Now, we need almost 2/3 of the funding to come from somewhere, and this 2/3 of the funding to come from somewhere must also be cheap enough to enable SACCOs still lend cheaply the way they are expected to lend. That is why we are going for alternative ways of raising these finances, because we have realized that we cannot access this finance from the mainstream financial institutions. Besides that, our intention is to have this, like already we have in Cusco what we call the Central Finance Fund, which is already running, and as I've told you, from 4 billion we intend to have about 10 billion by end of 2013. But we want a timeline of about 2013 as well. So for it to come to fruition, by 2015 we should be in a position where SACCOs are basically relying on internally generated funds within the movement. Yes. The Central Finance Fund had a total of 4 billion. Our intention is to increase this fund to about 10 billion by end of 2013, the period in which we are implementing our strategic plan. Now, quite a number of SACCOs patronize this product. A total of 1,700 SACCOs patronize this product. And the product is operated on the normal SACCO model where you save and borrow as a corporate SACCO. And number borrow, because it is the alternative credit source for these SACCOs. So 1,700 SACCOs to borrow from here. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of the suspension of directors of some of the SACCOs is in line with the mandate for which we were established. Now, one of the challenges that faced this sector for a long time has been the issue of governance. Governance has been a problem, and we have to restore that confidence back to the sector. Now, we are really focusing on how to protect the members' funds. And therefore, the challenge of governance which has been there in the past must be dealt with, and very decisively. We all know what has happened in the sector. And therefore, to restore full confidence into this sector and to make members be at peace wherever they are. We have members of SACCOs which do not just live in this country. They live all over the world. And therefore they need to see that their saving back home and within their SACCO is fully protected. When we look at the board of a SACCO, the board of a SACCO has about 9 members. 9 members taking care of 100,000 other members out there. That therefore means that their integrity should not be questioned. So where we feel that the SACCO has not been run in the interest of the members, then we have the mandate to suspend the board. We have the mandate to suspend the chief executive officer so that we can be able to restore confidence. So whatever may have happened anywhere is in the interest of protecting the members' funds and is in line with our mandate. It is too early to conclude what really happened, but what we know from our routine inspection is that members' funds were not used in accordance with the law, and we are still going on with the investigation. In the meantime, those responsible has to pave way for investigation. Funds are suspected to have been lost, and we are still establishing how much. Well, we have 2 things here, and of course I would want the question to be limited to actually the summit. We can have another day to address some of these issues because the challenges are quite many. But what I would say is there is a distinction between the member saving and the share capital of the institution. Now the members, the share capital of the institution belongs to the SACCO. But the members' deposit belongs to you and me. You can withdraw it any time, and the basis upon which we apply for loans and get the loans. So we are not going to convert the members' deposit, members' saving, is to shares of the company. And the law, we do not have that within our law. But that we are aware that the banking sector would borrow from the central bank, and they would also have overnight lending between themselves. Now, when we established the SACCO Regulatory Authority, the rules and the law, I think we did not think about where SACCOs will borrow from when they run out of liquidity. Because the SACCO we are talking about is the SACCO with 18 branches, and you walk into them just like you walk into a bank. You would want cash, make your payment just like in a banking institution. They have ATMs, they have debit cards. Now that therefore means that the SACCOs must be liquid. Now the experience we had in the last 1 year or so where SACCOs were unable to access financial services from anywhere meant that the system is not complete. The system can only be complete when a SACCO has where they can borrow money when they are stuck. That's the complete system. And that is the platform anywhere else in the world. And therefore, as a regulator, we also support ACAL and Cusco towards this roadmap. We support the summit because the theme of the summit is to look for alternative funding for the sector. So that is basically, I think, why we are here. And we are really looking forward to assembling all the SACCO movement so that we can brainstorm as an industry and offer solution to this problem once and for all.